Hey man, you already know what it is. It's your boy Cheeseburger from Cheeseburger Productions, the Dank Daddy from the Dank TV. You feel me? It's Big Burger in the motherfucking building. I'm at Alta Studios, and who I got with me on the Dank TV today?
Yo, what's good? It's Stewart. Welcome to my studio. We're in North Hollywood, California. Getting it popping this morning. Actually, this afternoon. Shit, I just woke up.
Yeah.
It's morning for me right now.
All right. So what you got going on out here in these streets?
Damn. So like I said, this is my studio. To be honest, like the biggest thing I got going on right now is helping artists. That's my thing right here. Like for real. Anything I can do to put artists on to help them with their music. I engineer. I produce. I host a space. Like I help with shoots. I help with events. Like whatever it's got to be. Like I'm there for my artists. So that's where I'm at. We're trying to get some stuff popping. We are getting stuff popping off right here. Like this shit's going crazy over here. The amount of records being dropped out this studio right now is ungodly. Like it's like every week we got records dropping. So yeah, it's lit right now.
All right. So who's your top 5 artists that you working with right now?
Damn, top 5. This is crazy. Damn, you put me on the spot, bro. This is a question right here.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Top 5 based off artists that I work with on the regular. Damn, I can't do top 5. That shit crazy, bro. What the fuck?
Actually,
No, I got.
You can't answer that.
I got.
Can you answer that? I don't know.
Damn, like that's crazy. Like, cause I really like I really love all the artists where I work with. The thing is, like, it's not like music is super important, but like the connection that I have with the artist is the most important thing for me. So like pretty much everybody that I'm working with, like on the level of like people, I really rock with y'all. Like that's the most important thing. So like the homie Michael, like he's definitely one of the artists that I'm working with super heavily, like doing a ton of production for. Like we just dropped a record a month and a half ago called Toxic. Check that one out. I got my buddy Hassan. We're working on his music. He's one of the first artists I started working with back in like 2014. Like he put me on to like production and arranging and stuff like that. And now he's helping out with the studio, helping this thing grow, helping out with my other artists, like everything, so like and on a musical level, like his music and his voice, like he's a singer and doing like indie rock shit. Like I was talking to somebody the other day, like for real, bro, like he's the only friend that I have that I've listened to his music and that shit made me cry. Like it touched me on that like deep of a level, like, and that's why I love music, is because like when music can make you feel some type of way, like that's where we need to be. So like those are like some of the two definitely like top 2 artists that I'm working with all the time. My buddy Good Sir, we're rocking with him all the time. Like we've been working on a lot of music with him. He's dropped a few records and we got tons of records with him and the Tuck. He's another he's like a hip hop alternative, like indie crossover. Like we're trying to do stuff that's not out there. We're trying to do different type of music that fits that doesn't fit a mold, like that breaks shit, and like we're trying to change the game up. So those are like three artists that I'm definitely rocking with right now a lot. And then I got my artists from around the country. John Don's another one. Like we've been cooking up a lot. Like I've been doing a lot of records with him, and again more type of shit that's like on the wave of like things that people aren't doing. Like we're fusing rock and we're fusing hip hop on a wave that's different, and like trying to bring back the rock shit, but also fuse it with the trap shit and make it something that's different and that's gonna like create new waves. And the blending of genres is absolutely incredible. Damn, I was with my guy Skinny last night. Like he's another artist I'm working with. Like I'm just going off the top of my head. He's about to drop a tape. Damn, I gotta go down a list now, because I know I'm forgetting tons of people. I'm just like trying to think of the artists that I'm working with every week. I'm in here doing sessions like 40 to 60 hours a week. So like this shit going crazy, and like the amount of music that is coming out of here is crazy right now. Damn, who else could I drop right now? Oh, my buddy Estro. Estro is another artist that I'm working with heavily. He's out here as well. He just dropped a whole album. He's got some really dope features on that. Fly Rich Double, 10K Cash. He's got some other people on there. He just dropped a video today with 10K Cash. And that shit's dope as fuck. They shot that in Dallas, and actually they're going out to Dallas to shoot some more videos right now. Like, we're all over the country right now. Like, this shit's crazy. Florida, Chicago, Dallas, Vegas, the East Coast, the DMV. Like, I work with like hella artists out of the DMV. Skinny last night, he's from New Jersey. I had some artists in here from West Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland. I said the DMV, like all those areas, and then other Florida artists too, like John. I think I already said Florida, but like another artist that I work with out of Florida, one of T-Pain's artists, Cheo Nash. I've done some production for him, and he's about to drop his EP, Sex, Drugs, and Sushi. Like, we're super excited for that. He just dropped a record with T-Pain, Like This. That dropped, I think, a couple weeks ago. The video dropped last week. Like, that shit's going crazy. I don't know. I could talk for days about this shit, but I think I gave you enough names. What you think?
Yeah, there's more than 5.
Yeah, I know. I got other people. If I forgot you guys, bro, it's all love to everybody, all the artists that I'm working with. Like, yeah, but that's where we're at.
All right. So you can tell us where you from?
Yeah. So I'm originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've been in Los Angeles for 12 years right now. I've only been really doing the hip-hop scene for probably the last 3 years. Before that, I come from the rock world, so I was doing lots of live performances, playing with artists, you know, recording in here, guitar shit, and yeah. But I'm fucking neck deep in the hip-hop scene right now, and like I'm loving every minute of it. Like, the fast pace of this shit is crazy. Like, and I couldn't be more blessed to be here.
Yeah. So, all right. So you can tell us some of like the challenges you faced when you first came out here.
Damn, challenges have been, it's been insane. Like, I'll tell a story of like, so I moved out here in 2009. I moved out here with my wife. I actually moved out here to go to music school. So I started guitar school in 2009. And she was kind of like, well, I was 20 years old, she was 18. We just got married. Like, we moved out here, we had some money saved, like, but she didn't have a job. She had a degree as a nurse. So like, she was gonna kind of support us, like, while I was going to school and stuff. And it was about like 6 months into like us living out here, and like we had pretty much spent all the money we had. Like, we were like clipping coupons to like eat like at Carl's Jr. one day. Like, we didn't have anything. Like, we had a gift card from Target from our wedding that was like $1,000. Like, all that was spent. All our bank account was dry. Like, she'd been looking for a job for 6 months, hadn't found shit. And she was actually at a job interview, and we got her car stolen. And I was like, I got a call from her. She's like, yo, like, my car is not here. Like, I don't know where it's at. And I literally, like, I left the apartment. I didn't even know where know where the hell she was. And I literally left the apartment. I was like running down the street trying to like go in the direction she was and shit like that. And that was some crazy ass like LA shit, to where like, you know, like, we were literally on our last dime. And I think it was the week after that she got her first job, and like that kind of solidified us, at least like financially, to like keep moving forward, for me to keep doing what I was doing, for her to keep doing what she was doing. And like, you know, we're still here, both of us. Like, we never went back. And we're doing really well. So this shit's crazy, but it's not easy. Like, and the music industry is fucking brutal. Like, there's no way around this shit. Like, that's one reason why I really feel super passionate to be around artists and help them, because I see the struggles that artists have to go through. I see the struggles that I've had to go through, and there's so many fake people out here, so many people trying to pull shit over on people, and I'm trying to be the exact opposite of that. Like, I'm out here to help you guys and make your dreams come true, and make this process easier, because it's like, even with me helping out, like, it's still going to be hard. But I definitely learned in life, anything that's worth something ain't going to be easy. So,
all right. So you can tell us, what's the biggest project that you've been a part of or independently produced?
So yes, I'll go back to my guy Eastro. I think his was the biggest project that I've done. We did a whole album. We did 14 songs. I think 13 ended up making on the project. We worked on that for like a year and a half. I did partial production on some of them, and I produced one fully, but I did all the mixing and mastering. I engineered every single session. And yeah, the amount of work that went into that album was absolutely insane. And yeah, it's like, you know, heart and soul's poured out into that, and it's still going because, you know, we're shooting videos still for that, and, you know, getting other things for that, and you know, working on the next one now. But the undertaking of an actual album from like full production, not like YouTube beats, like not shit like that, like actually like really diving into the music and the elements of that, and like making things cohesive and like pop and stuff like that, like that was insane. And to have it finish is like a huge accomplishment, I think, for everybody on the team.
So you can tell us about your first session in Alta Studios.
Damn, I can't even remember the first session here. So where we're sitting here right now, I would have to say the actual first session in this one, who was the first session? Damn. So back then I built this studio. So when I built this studio, I was working on a classical guitar album, so I was practicing a lot for that album in here, and I actually did some recordings in here. So I was going to say, like, the actual first sessions ran in the studio were for me, to be honest, that I think of. The first artist that did a session, it's hard to say. So I know definitely back then I wasn't doing any hip hop back then. So it must have been like a rock project that I was a part of. Maybe recording drums in here or something like that. I can't even remember. Like, my brain is not good with that shit. But definitely I know that I did definitely some of the first recordings for myself in here for sure. So yeah, that's pretty special to be able to say that you know, it was me in here.
All right. So do you know how to play like instruments? What instruments do you know how to play?
So my main instrument is definitely the guitar. That's the first instrument I fell in love with. But I also play bass. I play a little bit of drums. Like, if I had a kid in here, I'd be playing drums probably. Like, I try to play every day for sure, but I don't have it set up. I would love to expand the space and have like, so the studio is like a control room, and then kind of like a booth area / a live room. Like, I convert it all the time if I record drums in here. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to have like a live room, dedicated live room, all my instruments, drums in there and shit like that, and then a dedicated booth. So like, whenever creativity strikes, whenever rock people show up or people that play instruments, we can go in there. People need to cut vocals, they're in this room. But yeah, so I do a little bit of drums. I play a little bit of ukulele, some keyboard, and my buddy just got me a banjo. So I'm gonna actually try and work on making some trap beats with some banjo. Start a new wave with that shit.
Yeah. So, have you ever been on tour? You could tell us what the tour life like.
Yeah, for sure. I toured the country for 5 years, a part of a convention band. So what we were doing is we were like kind of late night TV style. Like, we would we worked for a fan convention. So we worked for Vampire Diaries and Once Upon a Time. We actually did some Star Trek conventions. So we were the house band. We pull up for the weekends at these conventions, and basically we'd be on stage throughout like all like the question and answers with all the actors. So we would introduce them on. They like every actor had their own little 10-second intro, like kind of like, actually that's not even late night style. Like, it was that in that sense, it was more like some like WWE shit. Like, so we'd like introduce them like like a wrestler would be introduced to like a like going out into the ring and shit like that, and then we'd exit them too. So, and then on Saturday nights we would play concerts for all the guests and shit like that, and the actors would come out and sing and do stuff, do their songs and shit like that. And I did that for 5 years. Like I say, yeah, we toured all over the country. Jersey was a really huge spot for us. Also, Chicago was another big area. Like I was in Chicago like 3-4 times a year, Jersey a couple times a year. Did a couple Canada dates. Like we did some Florida, some Orlando dates. I'm trying to think, Boston, Washington D.C., Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Seattle, Vegas. Like, so I've definitely done a decent amount of touring, like around the United States, but I haven't had a live gig in like almost 2 years, so it's been pretty crazy.
Okay. So what's your favorite thing about what you do? Like, what do you like about what you do that make you get up every morning?
That's a big question. I think it definitely has. Music is a huge part of it, but more so, like, I feel a responsibility to artists. I feel a responsibility to the music that the artists make, and I feel like I have a huge responsibility to make sure that this shit happens and happens as best as it can go. Like, and I really love like getting a vibe in the studio with an artist, and it's like a symbiotic relationship. It's a circle, we feed off each other's energy. Like, same thing with like live shit too. Like, you feed off a crowd's energy and it comes back to you, and you feed them, they feed you, and that sort of thing. And I think it's the same thing with an artist, an engineer, or producer, or whoever's in the studio. Whenever you're in the studio with anybody, like, that shit's definitely sacred. Like, this is a time where like there's like, like some like deeper things that are developing, and the more that the people in the room can cultivate what's happening, the better the music's gonna be, and that interaction and that whole process of everything happening and coming together is absolutely incredible for me. And like I think that gets me up, and that makes me want to do what I want to do every day. I want to go harder, like literally every day. Like I feel addicted to this shit. I really do. Like I try not to work weekends. I go really hard during the week, but like literally like every second of the day my mind's thinking about this shit. Like I can't stop, and it's not stopping. The things are just like, compounding, like you're just going and going and going. So the process is the process is the thing that fascinates me the most. Like, how shit happens in the studio, how an amazing song is made, how hit records are made, and that's the next level that I want to be able to get at as an engineer, as a producer, as whatever role I'm doing. Like, we gotta start working on getting them plaques. Like the talent is definitely there. Just figuring out this music industry game, like it's a vast, like, complex thing, and we're gonna get there for sure.
All right, so we want to wrap it up. You could tell us where we can find you at on all your social media platforms, all your streaming platforms.
Yeah. So as far as social media goes, you follow the Alter Studios LA at Instagram, on Facebook as well. We're gonna get a YouTube poppin'. Mine, my personal account's one Stewart Tuttle for my Instagram. I'm trying to think what other socials I got on there. Oh, I also have, like, for myself as an artist, like, I have my classical album that I dropped in 2018. Like, that's on my Spotify. I think you can find that everywhere but Apple Music. For some reason they don't rock with classical music, but it's all solo classical guitar, really, really beautiful stuff, and like vibey shit. Any producers out there want to flip some samples, like, I got you. I'll send you the whole album, and you can make some dope ass shit out of that for real. Like, and yeah, I think that's about it as far as my socials go. Oh, I'm on TikTok too. Like, I'm starting to rock with that more. It's been a challenge. Like, I hustled that shit for like a month and a half, and like I finally got to 1,000 followers. I could go to live on that shit and stuff like that, and then I just dropped off because it takes so much time. But I'm gonna try and start implementing that more. So that one's, again, that's also one Stewart, my TikTok. So I think that's all I got for the socials.
All right. Do you got anything you want to say to your fans and all your supporters out there that support and love what you do?
I owe everything to you guys, for real. Like, you guys keep me going. Like, I have the amount of supporters that I have that I've built up over the years is absolutely incredible, and people that still rock with me from, you know, 10 years ago. Like, that shit's crazy, and it definitely means the world to me. It's not easy. Like, this shit is hard. Like, I cannot emphasize how hard this shit is. Like, the amount of times I wanted to give up and like do something else it's been a lot, you know. It's been a while since I've been in that space, but like I've definitely had a lot of moments to where I want to give up and I just like, let me do something else. But at the end of the day, whenever I got to that point, it was always like, well, what else am I gonna do? Like, and I can never, I couldn't even think of another answer. Like, I couldn't think of something else that I want to do other than this. So I just had to keep going. But that support definitely helps, and again, it means the world. Like, you know, support local artists, support independent artists. Like, we need all the help we can get, because these labels, like, they have mass amounts of teams around them. And this is the rise, this generation, this era is the rise of independent artists, and being able to make waves as independent artists. And your support, your likes, your comments, your shares, your saves, your, I don't know, whatever the fuck else, like whatever you can do to help any, like even the smallest things helps. Like, you buying, you know, you can still buy things on Amazon. Like, I had an artist that, like, he pulled up to an event and he said, like, a couple of people bought his album still, and like, that shit's crazy. Like, people are still buying music. Like, even if, you know, whatever you can do, buy merch, you know, like anything and everything helps. You know, the more, again, it's that symbiotic relationship, that circle. The more you give back to the artist, the more the artists are going to give back to you. And the thing is, artists are going to give no matter what, but you want more from your artists, like, help them out. You want more from your entertainers and stuff, help them out, because this is like, these are people's dreams and passions going out, and like, artists are super vulnerable, and for any artist to put any music out is like a very scary thing, and it's a very hard thing for people to do. And that's also one thing that I definitely like, I'm there to champion for artists. I'm there to like pump you guys up, and like, you know, you need to drop shit. Like, the time is now. Like, we don't need to wait on this shit. You know, you're good enough as you are. So like, let's do this shit. So support. Let's get this shit.
Yeah. So, man, you already know what it is. Your boy Cheeseburger from Cheeseburger Productions, the Dank Daddy from the Dank TV. And who I got with me on the Dank TV again?
Stewart Tuttle, Alter Studios, Los Angeles, California.
Alright, we out this bitch. Gang. Alright, appreciate you for your time, brother.
Bro, this was amazing.